Apple's 2019 iMacs are very impressive in terms of performance. Like Apple says on their site, pretty freaking powerful. If you need a fast iMac at a reasonable price, there's never been a better time to buy. But at the same time, I'm a bit disappointed. Hey guys, it's Max from Max Tech, and today we're reviewing Apple's 2019 iMacs. The one I have next to me here is a fully spec'd out model. It has an Intel 8-core i9 processor that clocks all the way up to 5 GHz, new Vega 48 graphics, and 64 GB of RAM that we added ourselves to save $680. If you want to know how you could do the same thing, check out our step-by-step guide right over here. I'll be comparing performance using this high-end model, but I'll also be commenting on the lower-end models, including the 4K. This i9 machine is powerful as it should be, but it did get about $550 more expensive than the previous spec'd out model. If we look at benchmarks, it smokes a 2017 iMac and even beats out the iMac Pro in Cinebench and also in Geekbench 4's multi-core score, scoring 8% higher. But if we look at single-core performance, it's actually a massive 25% better, even though both of them are 8-core CPUs. If you're a photo editor, this iMac performs just as well as the iMac Pro, but costs $2,200 less since you don't need the better graphics. If you're a video editor, the i9 iMac beats out the Pro in most tests we ran in my detailed video editing comparison, resulting in 13% faster speeds overall while costing a lot less money. Now, if you want to game a bit after the work is done, this iMac performs very closely to the iMac Pro as well. Why in the world would Apple release such a powerful machine that beats out the iMac Pro? Well, in all honesty, they didn't, and I'll tell you how in just a bit. This great performance is not only available in the top spec i9 model, but also brought down through the other models. Have a bit less cash? Go for the i5 model, which is now a 6-core, and it's faster than the previous top spec i7 while costing $300 less than before. And on top of that, the 580X graphics are now slightly faster than they were as well. It's nice to see Apple offering more performance for less money, which honestly is the way tech should be, but it's been really rare to see with Apple lately. If you're on a lower budget, the 21.5-inch models now come with 6-core CPUs and better graphics as well, and you can even get the Vega 20 graphics like the top spec MacBook Pros, which are great for video editing. All of this seems great, so where are the downsides? Well, other than performance, nothing else has changed. First off, Apple is still shipping their lower-end iMacs with a slow 1TB laptop hard drive. Everyone complained in 2017 that a sealed machine that costs over $1,000 ships with a slow laptop hard drive, but in 2019, it's really getting ridiculous. Hard drives and SSDs have come down in price a lot, so Apple really needs to start off the iMacs with their Fusion drives and lower the price of their SSDs. Next is the overall design. Yes, it's the iconic iMac look that's been around for about 10 years now, but compared to everything else that's out there in Apple's lineup, it really looks dated. We were really hoping for something with thinner bezels and chin, and maybe even a 1080p webcam, but nope. As far as I/O, the ports are exactly the same as before. 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, 4 USBs, the same slow-speed SD card reader that's been around forever, and the standard 1 gigabit Ethernet. This part really made no sense to me, since Apple gives you the option of adding 10 gigabit Ethernet to their $800 Mac Mini, but nope, that's not here. That $800 Mac Mini also has 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports, 2 USBs, and also HDMI 2.0. Along with that, it also has the T2 chip, just like every current Mac that Apple sells, other than the 2019 iMacs. I know some people don't like it because there were some crashes and because it locks down your data, but there are a ton of benefits like better webcam footage, microphone quality, fast data encryption without slowing down your CPU, H.265 encoding, and more. For me, the biggest thing is working with the new HEVC footage for video editing. That T2 chip really speeds up renders, and it's going to matter more and more as we go into the future. Looking at all of the things that are missing, there's only 2 explanations that could make sense to me, and both of them are probably true. First, Apple probably didn't want to completely destroy their entry-level iMac Pro. Even updated the way it is, the 2019 i9 iMac is already cannibalizing some iMac Pro sales, but if we got more Thunderbolt ports, 10 gigabit Ethernet, and the T2 chip, it would definitely destroy it. Upgrading just the CPU and graphics and not touching anything else makes it seem like they spent as little time and effort in R&D as possible. They had to catch up to the market and use Intel's newest chips, but they avoided doing anything else. Because of this, I think Apple is likely working on a brand new redesign for its iMacs, possibly including the new widescreen 6K display. If they are, it would make financial sense for them to offer the new design in the iMac Pros first, and then bring that down to regular iMacs about a year or so later. There are really two ways at looking at this new iMac, and I'm kinda mixed. On one side, we have way more performance than ever, even beating out the much more expensive iMac Pro in many ways. But on the other hand, Apple left out some updates that really should have made it in, like more Thunderbolt 3 ports and the T2 chip. Along with that, this is likely the last year that Apple's going to be using this design. So you have to ask yourself, do I really need a new iMac right now? If you do, go ahead and buy one. You'll have a great experience with lower price to performance than before, or much faster overall performance, and along with that, fan noise is much lower than before, even with the i9. Now, if you don't need a new machine right now, you'll be better off waiting for the major redesign that is likely coming our way. Thanks for watching. This has been Max with Max Tech. If you want to see more videos like this one, click that little circle above, and we have a lot of other videos covering these new iMacs, both our overheating and fan video, along with gaming performance and a comparison to the iMac Pro. We'll see you guys in the next one.